You hug your dog every single day. You probably did it this morning. You'll probably do it again tonight. And every single time you believe you are giving them love. But here is something almost no one wants to hear. Your dog is not enjoying it. Not the way you think. Not even close. And by the end of this video, you are going to see something you have walked past 1,000 times without ever noticing it. Stay until the end, because the last thing I'm going to show you is happening in photos you already have saved on your phone right now. Let's talk about what hugging actually does to your dog. 1. The position itself is the problem. Think about what a hug physically requires. Arms wrapped around the body. Limited ability to move. Restricted escape. To you, that is comfort. To your dog, biologically, that is something else entirely. Dogs evolved as cursorial animals, built for running, built for distance. Their entire nervous system is wired around one core principle. When something feels uncertain, create space. Run first, assess later. That instinct is not a personality trait. It is not something only nervous dogs have. It is baked into every dog on the planet, from the calmest golden retriever to the most confident German shepherd. So when you wrap both arms around your dog and pull them in, you have done something their body was never designed to interpret as safety. You have removed the one option their nervous system relies on most, the ability to leave. 2. Here's what the research actually found. A behavioral analyst by the name of Stanley Coren did something most people never bother to do. He looked at actual data instead of assumptions. He examined over 250 photographs of people hugging dogs, pulled from online searches, and analyzed the dog's body language in each one. Not the human's face, not the caption, the dog's face and posture specifically. The results should have made headlines everywhere. In the vast majority of those images, the dogs displayed clear stress signals. Ears pinned back, eyes showing whites at the corners, what behaviorists call whale eye, heads turned away from the person hugging them. Some dogs even displayed a closed mouth with visible tension along the jaw, a classic sign of discomfort being suppressed rather than expressed. Only a small percentage of the dogs in those photos showed anything resembling actual relaxation. Let that sit for a moment. We are not talking about a handful of awkward photos. We are talking about a pattern so consistent that one researcher was able to build an entire argument around it, using publicly available images that people uploaded themselves, proudly believing they were capturing affection. 3. Why you've been missing it this whole time. Here is the part that explains everything. You have been trained your entire life to read human faces. Humans process emotion primarily through facial expression, and we are remarkably good at it. A smile means happy. A frown means sad. Wide eyes mean surprised. That skill is so deeply wired into you that you apply it automatically to everything, including animals that do not share your facial structure or your emotional signaling system. Dogs do not primarily communicate distress through their face the way humans do. They communicate it through their entire body, ear position, tail carriage, weight distribution, subtle shifts in muscle tension that most owners have never been taught to notice. So when you hug your dog and look at their face, you often see something that looks neutral, maybe even a slight closed mouth that you interpret as a calm acceptance. What you are actually looking at, more often than not, is a dog holding still and suppressing a response, not because they are relaxed, because they have learned that struggling does not get them anywhere, so stillness becomes the only available strategy. That is not the same thing as enjoying it. That is tolerance. And tolerance and enjoyment are two completely different emotional states being mistaken for one another every single day in millions of homes. 4. What's actually happening internally? When a dog is placed in a restrictive position, they cannot easily exit. Multiple physiological systems respond. Cortisol, the primary stress hormone, begins to rise. Heart rate often increases, not decreases. Muscles tense in preparation for a response that the dog has decided, consciously or not, to suppress. This is the same physiological signature researchers see when measuring stress in dogs during situations that are unambiguously unpleasant for them. Veterinary visits, nail trims, being restrained by a stranger. The body does not distinguish between a hug from someone who loves you and a restraint from someone who doesn't. The nervous system responds to the restriction itself, not the intention behind it. This is the disconnect nobody talks about. You feel love when you hug your dog. Your dog's body, at a biological level, often registers something closer to restraint. Two completely different experiences happening in the exact same moment, between two creatures who love each other deeply and have no shared language to resolve the misunderstanding. 5. But wait, doesn't my dog come back for more? This is the question that stops people in their tracks every time, and it deserves a real answer. Yes, plenty of dogs return to their owners afterward. Plenty of dogs do not run away, do not growl, do not show any obvious resistance. Owners take this as proof. See, they love it. Here's what that argument misses entirely. Dogs are not evaluating the hug in isolation. They are evaluating you, the relationship, the years of trust built through feeding, play, walks, consistency, safety. A dog can tolerate something they find mildly uncomfortable because the relationship surrounding that moment is overwhelmingly positive. That is not the same as the hug itself being enjoyable. It means the dog's love for you is strong enough to override a momentary discomfort, which, if you think about it, is almost the opposite of what people assume it proves. It does not mean the hug feels good. It means your dog is generous enough to tolerate something that doesn't, because of who is doing it. 6. The dogs who actually do enjoy it, and how to tell the difference. I want to be clear about something, because this is not a blanket rule with zero exceptions. Some dogs, through specific individual temperament, extensive early positive conditioning, or simply unique personality, genuinely do not mind being hugged. And a small number even appear to seek it out. The way you tell the difference is not by asking whether your dog tolerates it. It's by watching specific signals in the moment itself. A dog who is actually comfortable will have a loose, relaxed body, soft eyes, no whale eye, no whites showing, ears in their natural resting position, not pinned back, no stiffening through the shoulders or spine, and critically, the ability to move away freely at any point without you having to release them first. If your dog leans into the embrace, stays loose, and could leave but doesn't, that is closer to genuine enjoyment. If your dog goes still, turns their head away, licks their lips repeatedly, or visibly relaxes the moment you let go, that is not enjoyment. That is relief. 7. What your dog wants instead, and why it's so much more powerful. Here is what almost nobody talks about, and it is the part that actually changes how you show affection moving forward. Dogs do not need restriction to feel loved by you. They need presence. A dog sitting beside you, leaning their weight into your side with full freedom to leave at any moment and choosing not to, communicates more trust than any hug ever could. That is not me being sentimental. That is structurally what trust looks like in canine behavior. Trust is demonstrated through voluntary closeness, not through the absence of resistance during forced closeness. Scratches at the base of the ears, slow strokes down the side of the body, a hand resting gently on their chest while they lean in. These are forms of touch dogs evolved to find genuinely calming because they mimic the kind of contact dogs give each other when they are relaxed and bonded. None of them require restricting movement. None of them require your dog to hold still and wait for it to end. 8. And here's the part that's going to stop you mid-scroll. Go to your camera roll right now, find a photo where you are hugging your dog, Just one. Now look, really look, at their face in that exact frame. Look at the eyes. Are you seeing the whites at the corners? Look at the ears. Are they pinned back against the skull, even slightly? Look at the mouth. Is it tightly closed with visible tension along the jawline, rather than loose and slightly open, the way a relaxed dog's mouth usually is? Most people who do this right now in this exact moment find at least one sign they never noticed before. Not because the sign wasn't there, because nobody ever taught you what to look for. You have an entire photo library full of moments you believed were pure affection, and your dog has been quietly telling you something in every single one of them, and you simply did not have the vocabulary to hear it until right now. This isn't about loving your dog less. It is about loving them more accurately. Every dog on this planet is speaking constantly, through posture, through tension, through the smallest movement of an ear or an eye, and most of us were never taught the language. Today you learned a piece of it. The next time you feel that instinct to wrap your arms around your dog, try something different instead. Sit beside them. Let them lean into you. Let them choose the closeness instead of receiving it. That is not less affectionate. It is the version of affection your dog has been waiting for you to offer. If this changed how you see your dog, subscribe to DogLingo. Every week, we go deeper into the language your dog has been speaking all along, even when nobody around them knew how to listen.